All, I welcome all of you on this webinar on discrete mathematics. This particular GATE coaching session is sponsored by AICT under the Prerana Stream for SC/ST students at VPKBIT Baramati. So I acknowledge AICT and VPKBIT Baramati for giving me this opportunity to discuss important questions and concept regarding discrete mathematics from the GATE examination point of view. Okay. So yesterday we have talked about the closure of a relation. So let us quickly revise this. Okay. So let us say, for example, you are having a, let's say, city A, okay, and there is a kind of city B, and there is a kind of city C. Okay? Say there is a communication link from A to B, or transportation link from A to B and B to C. Okay. So as you can go from A to B and subsequently B to C, so it implies that you can go to A to C, okay, or by just adding this particular link from A to C, we can say that this particular is kind of transitive, okay, or this is the transitive closure of this. Okay? So since the previous link is not previous diagram or previous communication setup is not transitive, but if we add this A to C, now this will become transitive closure. Okay. So what do you mean by the closure of a relation? Okay. So it is the smallest portion, okay, of a kind of relation, the smallest portion, or you say extension uh, of the relation that has kind of specific properties, such as reflexivity, symmetry, or transitivity. Okay. So now yesterday we have seen the reflexive closure, so I will just quickly revise this reflexive closure for you, and then we'll quickly go with the symmetric and transitive closure. So a relation R dash. Now look at this. R dash is the reflexive closure of relation R on set A if and only if, number one, say condition A, R dash is reflexive, it should be reflexive. Number two, R must be subset of R dash, and for any relation, let's say R double dash, if R is subset of R double dash and R double dash is reflexive, okay, then R dash is subset of R double dash. What does it mean? That is, R dash is the smallest relation. that satisfies what? Condition number A and condition B. So we want to talk about R dash as the reflexive closure. Okay. So here R dash is reflexive closure if R dash is itself reflexive and R is subset of R dash. Okay. So for example, let us consider A. Okay. Just now let us, for the sake of example, consider A is having say 1, 2, 3. Okay. And R is the relation on A. So it will have, let's say, 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, and 3 comma 3. Okay. Now in this case, is R reflexive? No, because 1 comma 1 is there, 3 comma 3 is there, 2 comma 2 is not there. So we can have R dash such as it will have 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, and 3 comma 3. Okay. And remaining component of this R. Okay. So now this is 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 means R dash is reflexive, and R is included in R. R is subset of R dash. Okay. So then you can say R dash is the reflexive closure of R. Okay. So this is the example of, let's say, reflexive closure. Okay. Now let us talk about some other mathematical examples. Let's say another example. Okay. Then you will understand. Okay. So if let's say R is equal to let's say A comma B, where A is greater than B, and A and B belong to say set of integers. Okay. So if you ask, okay, to find the reflexive closure of R. Okay. So if the question is like say find reflexive closure of R. Okay. Then you want A and A to be there in R. Okay. So what you will do? So you will have R is equal to, as it is, A comma B, where A is greater than B, and A and B belongs to, let's say, set of integers. Okay. And then you will have S, where A comma A is equal to A, and A belong to again set of integers. Okay. Then reflexive closure of R is denoted by small r, is nothing but R union S. Okay, which will be A comma B, where A is greater than or equal to B. Okay, and A B belongs to set of integers. Are you getting me? Okay, so this is what is the original R. This is what you add to make it reflexive, and then ultimately the union of this is the set is the reflexive closure of the relation R. Okay. Now say this is okay. Now let us talk about symmetric closure. Okay. Again the same thing, same definition. What do you mean by symmetric closure? Let's say a relation R dash is the symmetric closure of relation say R on set A. Okay, if and only if following conditions are matched. What is the first condition? R dash is, let's say, R dash is what? R dash is symmetric. Okay, and R is subset of R dash, and there exists R double dash. Okay, so for any relation R double dash, if R is subset of R double dash and R double dash is what? Symmetric, then R dash is obviously the subset of R double dash. Okay, this implies that R dash is the smallest relation or extension, you say, that satisfies A and condition A and condition B. So there may be many relation that will satisfy the reflexive asymmetry closure, symmetric closure of this particular relation R. But we want to find out the smallest relation that will satisfy R dash. Okay, and the symmetry is symmetric closure of the relation R is denoted by small s. Okay, and in bracket R. Okay, let us have some example. Now this is the interesting example. Just pay attention, okay? Because is little tricky. Sorry. Okay. I'll say example. Okay. Now R is given as, let's say R is say A comma B. Okay, where A is greater than B. Okay, and like that A and B belongs to set of integer. Let's say Z. Okay. Now, how do you find, like in the previous case, we want to find the reflexivity, so that we have added this as A is equal to A. Okay? But now we cannot. Sorry, got stuck somewhere. This is because of the sensitivity of the pen. Just a minute. Okay. Now here we are asked A comma B. Okay, and the condition is that A is greater than B. Then to make it symmetric, what you want? B comma A to be present. But since A is greater than B, you cannot say B is greater than A. Okay, are you getting me? So if you want to put it into the condition, okay, so what you have to do, let us say, this is a little trick. Okay, look at this. S B comma A, where I will put the same condition. A is greater than B. Okay, it is obvious, isn't it? We don't want to change this, but we have just what you say, replace this particular elements, and A comma B belongs to Z. Okay, and then you can say that the symmetric closure of relation R is equal to R union S, or you can even write it as, like, look at this. Now I'll expand this particular brackets. Okay, so A comma B and A greater than B, or okay, or B comma A, yeah, B comma A, where again A is greater than B. Okay, and or say, or A belongs to Z and B belongs to Z. Okay, So this is what is this is what is the description of this. Means you will have, okay. So 1 comma 2 is there in R. So if you want to have the reflexive symmetric closure, then you want to have 2 comma 1. But you cannot say one. I'll just change this statement, because here you have greater than sign. Okay. So if you say you have, let's say, 4 comma 2, where 4 is greater than 2, but you cannot say 2 comma 4 to be there with this A is greater than B. I just put this 2 and 4 and I keep A is greater than B. It is still A and B. This is A and this is B now. So 4 is greater than 2, but I just change the position of this. So that's why you say this is now going to be symmetric closure of this. Okay. Now I'll just add a page. Good. Now we will see the transitive closure. Okay. Now, what is the transitive closure of relation R? It is denoted by T of R. Okay. So again, the same thing. A relation R dash is transitive closure of R if and only if, number one, R dash is transitive. Okay. Number two, R to be subset of R dash. And number three, that for any relation R double dash, if R is subset of R dash, R double dash, and R dash is transitive, okay, then R dash is subset of R double dash. What does it mean? That R dash is the smallest relation that satisfies condition A and B. Okay. Good. Okay. Let us have some example. Okay. Let me take some relation. Okay. Let us say R is equal to, say, 1 comma 2, then 2 comma 3, 1 comma 1, okay, and 2 comma 1 on set A is equal to 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And the question is like, find transitive closure of R. Okay. So what will be the transitive closure of R? Now look at this. 1 comma 2, 1 is there, 1 2 is there. Okay, so 1 2 is already there. 1 2 2 3, 1 3 is not there. So what I will do, I'll write 1 3. Okay, and then look at this, 2 3 2 1 1 2. Okay, are you getting me? 2 1 and then 1 2, 2 2 should be there. So 2 2 is not there. So you will add 2 2. Okay, and then 1 1, sorry, 1 2 2 1 1 1 is there. 2 1 1 2 2 2 is there. Okay, and 1 3 we have already added, no? 1 2 2 3 1 3 is there. Okay, and then that's it. Anything else? Anything remaining? Okay. I think no. Let me once again check. 1 2 2 1 1 1. It is there. 1 2 2 3 1 3. Okay. 2 3 1 1 1 2 1 2 2 1 1 2 2 2. Okay. That's it. Okay. And then union of R. So this is what is the transitive closure of R. Okay. And as you can see, finding out the transitive closure is little complex. Okay. So we'll see how to find the transitive closure of a relation. Okay. Before than that, let me cover the properties of closure of the relation. Okay. So some properties. Let's say let R1 be a relation on A cross B. Okay. And R2 be a relation on B cross C. Okay. Then R1 R2 will be a relation on A cross C. Okay. Good. So R1 is on A cross B. R2 will be on B cross C. Then ultimately R1 dot R2 is the product of these two relations will be on A cross C. Okay. This is say number one. Okay. Number two, let R be a relation on say A cross A. Okay, the Cartesian product. Then R to the power 0 is called as, this is very interesting, equality relation. Okay, because in the examination they will directly give you the power of the relation, equality relation. Okay, and how do you define the equality relation? R to the power 0. So R to the power 0 is equal to A comma A, where A is subset of, let's say, capital A. Okay, so it is the reflexive relation. Good. Then third one, like that, R to the power 1 is nothing but R. Okay, like that, R to the power 2 is nothing but R into R, and like that, R to the power 3 is equal to R square into R to the power 2. Okay, and like that, R to the power n plus 1 is equal to R to the power n into R. Okay, and then like that, if you have, let's say, two different powers, R to the m and R to the n, then it will be R to the power m plus n. Okay, and then if you have R to the power m bracket power n, then it will be R to the power m into n. Okay, just keep this in mind. Okay, otherwise what will happen in the examination, they will directly give you the numbers, so you will again get confused about this. Okay, so let us have one example. This is interesting example. Okay, just pay attention. Maybe we will have many examples like this. Okay, on this power of the relation. Okay, so let's say example. Say R is equal to, let's say, or I will write first of all A. Let A is equal to A, B, C, and D, and relation R on set A is given as R is equal to, let's say, A comma B, then B comma C, then B comma A, and C comma D. Okay. Now let me draw the transition diagram or this particular diagram of this relation. Okay, so this is your A, this is your B, okay, and this is your C, and this is your element D. When you have A to B, there will be an arrow from A to B. Okay, and then B to C, so you will have this. Then B to A, you will have this. Okay, and what is that? C to D. Okay. So C to D. Okay. Now what about R0? Okay, as we say, R0 is the what? A comma A, where A is in say capital A. Okay. So what is the R0 for this particular relation? So it is, I'll draw first the points. Okay, let's say A, B, C, and D. R0 is A comma A. So A to A, okay, B to B, okay, and C to C, and D to D. Are you getting me? So R0 will be A to A, B to B, C to C, and D to D. Very easy, okay. And R to the power 1 is nothing but R, okay. R to the power 2 is equal to R into R. What does it mean? So actually what we will do, when you have R to the power 2, then remember that path of length 2 is replaced by an arc. Okay, path of length 2. This is very important. Where is the path of length 2? So this is your R. Okay, look at the original R, not in this. So here, where is the path of length 2? Okay, 1, A to B, B to A, isn't it? Okay, so I'll first write it. A to B, B to A, and you will replace it with A to A. Are you getting me? A to B, B to A. A to B, B to A. Look at this. Okay. Then like that, B to A to B. I will write once again here. B to A to B. It will be what? B to B. Okay. And like that. Okay. A to, look at here. A to B, B to C. Okay. A to B, B to C will be replaced what? By A to C. Okay. And then where is the second path? B to C, C to D. Okay, I'll write it here. B to C, C to D will be replaced by B to D. Okay, let us draw the diagram now. A, B, C, and D. Okay, so A, B, C, and D. Okay, I'll take some other color. It's a red. Okay, A to B. Okay, now where is the original diagram? This A to B. Look at this. A to B, B to A, you will have A to A. So this is what is my arc of length 2 replaced by 1. Okay. B to A to B replaced by B to B. B, C, D will be replaced by B, D. Okay. And then A, B, C will be replaced by A, C. Okay. So here I will have A, C. Okay. Now let us proceed with R to the power 3. It is nothing but R square into R. Now what will you do here? You will find path of length 3 replaced by an arc. Okay, so this is the funda. Now where is that path of length 2? Okay, look at this. I hope you can see this. A to B, B to C, C to D. Then you will have an arc for A to D. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, I'll just copy this. Sorry. Copy and somewhere here I will say paste. Okay, this is your R, sorry. Okay. Now here you want to find out R3. Okay. How that R3 will look like? Okay, I'll write A, B, C, and D. Okay. This is your A, B, C, and D. Okay, look at this. A to B, B to C, C to D. What you will have here, now I'll choose some other color, is A to D. Okay, look at this. This number 1, number 2, number 3. Path of length 3. Okay, and like that, here you have A to B, B to A to B. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Are you getting me? A to B, B to A, again A to B. So it will be A to B. 1, 2, 3. So it will be A to B. And like that, B to A to B, again B to A will be B to A. So I will have this one. Okay. And like that, look at this. 1, 2, 3. B to A to B, and B to C will be B to C. So I will have this B to C also. Okay, are you getting me? And then look at this. A to B, B to A, sorry, A to B, B to C, that we have already done, right? Yes or no? No, that we have done. Okay, so this is what is the R3 now look like. Okay, now let us find out R4. Okay, so R4, how that R4 will look like. This A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Okay, let me write A, B, C, D. Okay, I'll choose some other color. Now again, look at this. I'll write it over here. A to B, B to A to B, B to A. 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be A to A. Okay. So I will have this arc. And like that, B to A to B, B to A to B. It will be B to B. So I will have this arc. Okay. And like that, look at this. A to B. Okay. B to C and C to D. Okay, no. This will be of length 3. So I'll just add a loop over here. A to B, B to A, again A to B, 1, 2, 3, and then C. Then it will be A to C. Okay, it will be A to C. And like that, B to A, A to B, B to C, C to D, and it will be B to D. So you will have this arc. Okay, done. Okay, so I think most of the all of the paths are covered. And if you look at this particular diagram, look at this. How does this look like? R2. Okay, look at this R2. R2 is same as your R4. Okay, instead of just I'll just erase this path and I'll draw it one like what we have done earlier. Okay, instead of this I will take it upside, and this is I'll take it downside. Okay? Look at this. This is same as this, isn't it? So unfortunately I cannot zoom it. Look at this R2 and look at this R4. So it's one and the same. Okay. So what we conclude is that R to the power 2 is equal to R to the power 4. Okay. Are you getting me? Yes or no? Okay. So you will have R to the power 0, R to the power 1, R to the power 2, R to the power 3, and then R to the power 5 will come here, R to the power 6 will come over here, and R to the power 7 will come over here, and it will go on. Okay, it will go on. So power 2 and power 4, this relation will be same. Okay, power 3 and power 5, this relation will be same. Are you getting me? Okay, so let us go to the next page. Okay, this we have already seen. Okay, let me write the theorem. What is the theorem? If A is a finite set, let's say with n elements, and R is a relation on A, okay, then there exists S and T such that, okay, this is interesting, such that R to the power S is equal to R to the power T. Okay, there exists S and T such that R to the power S is equal to R to the power T. Okay, we have seen this. Okay, look at this. R to the power 2 is equal to R to the power 4. Okay, so we say that this S and T is in between how many possible relations are there on set A with n elements? 2 raised to n square, right? We have seen it yesterday. Yes or no? Okay, so this is very important, that S and T lies between 0 to 2 raised to n raised to 2. Okay, so if you have size of A is n, then size of A cross A will be how much? N square. Okay, and you have n square elements in A cross A, then how many distinct relation you will have on A cross A? So it will be 2 raised to n square. Okay, so this question can probably come in the examination. Okay. Now let us see some example with it. Let's say R is given as, so I will have a diagram over here. Let's say A, so this is B, and this is C. Okay? And you have A to B, B to C, okay, and C to A. Okay. And the question is like, find smallest m and n such that R raised to m is equal to R raised to n. Okay. Now, how will you do that? Okay. So you, like the previous one, we will go with R raised to 0. R raised to 0, how it will look like? So here you have points. Okay. Always draw R raised to 0. Don't skip it. So you will have A to A, B to B, and C to C. Okay. Then R raised to 1 is equal to R itself. Okay. Then R raised to 2 is equal to arc of length 2 replaced by length 1. Okay. So let us say this is A, this is C, and this is B. Okay. Now look at this. A to B, B to C. You will have A to C. I will choose some other color. Okay. Are you getting me? A to B, B to C, A to C. And like that, B to C, C to A, B to A. Okay. And C to A, C to B, it will be C to B. Okay, C to A to B, it will be C to B. So you will have this. Okay, the direction is changed. And then what will be the R cube? R cube will be, look at this. Okay. Let me just copy this. Just copy it for your reference. Okay, this is R. Now look at this. R3 will be length of 3 will be replaced by length 1. Okay, A to B, B to C, C to A. Then what will happen? A to B, B to C, C to A. It will be A to A. Okay, it will be A to A, and like that, B to C, C to A to B. It will be B to B, and like that, C to A to B, B to C, it will be C to C. Okay, so ultimately what you will have is this B will be B to B, A will be A to A, and C will be C to C. And if you can look at it, look at this, R0 and R3 is same. So you can say R0 is equal to R3. So M is equal to 0 and N is equal to 3. Are you getting me? So this is what is the final answer. Okay, and the question may become to find the minimum value of Mn, and where R is to M is equal to R to the power N. Okay, good. And like that, you can go with R1. You can have like this: R1 is equal to R4, R2 is equal to R5, and then ultimately R3 is equal to R0. So it will get repeated. Okay. So M is equal to 0 and N is equal to 3. This is your final answer. Okay. Now maybe you can have one more like that if you want, or probably we can go with the next one. Okay. So I will skip this example and we'll go with the transitive closure. Yes. So finding the symmetric closure and reflexive closure is very straightforward, but finding the transitive closure requires computation. Okay. So let us have some facts. So for any relation R on, let's say, some set A, okay, its transitive closure is given by, look at this particular rule. Okay, so transitive closure of relation R on set A is nothing but the union of I is equal to 1 to infinity and R raised to I, R to the power I, or it can be written as, sorry, 1 union R2 union R3, and it will go on infinity. Okay, but we know that if you have n elements, okay, if you have n elements, then this will become, let's say, size of A is equal to n, then ultimately size of A cross A will be how much? N square. Then how many distinct relation can be possible? 2 raised to n square. So let us limit this infinity to t raised t of R is equal to union of I is equal to 1 to 2 raised to n square R I. Okay, and as we know that there are some S and T available where R of S, R raised to S is equal to R raised to T. So we can limit this again to number of elements. So I is equal to 1 to n. Okay, R of I. Okay, so this is the final rule to have the transitive closure of the relation. Okay. Now let us have one example, and then it will be more clear. Look at this. Let R is equal to, okay, this is A, this is B, and this is C. Okay, so you have let's say A to B and B to C. Okay, so this is your R. You have A to B and B to C. Then what do you need to make it transitive closure? You need to have A to C, okay, which is actually not present over here. So I will delete this for you. Okay. So we want to add A to B, B to C along with A to C. Let us see. Okay. Let us write R as a matrix. So how do you write R? Okay, A to B. Let's say this is 3 by 3 matrix. So A B C, A B C. Okay. A to B. A to B is 1. Okay. Then B to C is 1. Okay, and the rest of the values are 0 0 0 0 and 0 0. This is your R. Okay, are you getting it? Then what is your R? This is R, means this is R raised to 1. Okay, what is your R square? R square is equal to R into R, which is nothing but, okay, 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0, sorry, I have forgotten this, 0 0 0. Okay, into, again the same thing, 0 1 0 0 0 1 and 0 0 0. Okay, and then let us do the multiplication. So 0 1 0, so this all are 0, so this will be 0. This row into this, okay, now second and second, it will become 1. This and this is, sorry, I think I have just mistake. Okay, so 0 1 0 and 1 0 0, so this will be 0. This is the second element is 1, and here second element is 1, so ultimately you will have 1 over here. Okay, okay, then this row, oh sorry, second row, first column, everything will be 0. The third one is 1 and your first is 1, so ultimately it is 0. The third one is 1 and second one is 1, so this will be again 0. And this is 0, so ultimately this is 0, this is 0, and this is 0. So this is your R raised to power 2. And if you see what is R raised to power 2, this is A, this is A, B, C. This is, look at this. This one means what? A to C. So you are ultimately adding A to C. Okay, look at this. It was not there and it had ultimately come. Automatically it had come. Okay. And then we have to do it one more time. So R3 is equal to R square into R. Okay, what is R square? It is 0 0 1 0 0 0 and 0 0 0. Okay, and then R. What is R? So this is your R. So I will multiply with 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0. Okay, so let us do the multiplication, matrix multiplication. This is third one is 1 and this is 0, so ultimately this is 0. Third one, first one 0, third one, second one 0, third, this is 0, so ultimately it means that this is 0, this is going to be 0, and this is going to be 0, and this is also 0, so ultimately you will have 0 0 over here. It doesn't matter because nothing is added over here. Okay, now what our rule says? So transitive closure of R is nothing but R to the power 1 union R to the power 2 union R to the power 3. Okay, what is R to the power 1? R to the power 1 is 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0. This is the original matrix. What is, I'll say, union. Okay, what is your second R square or R to the power 0? This is this one. Okay, so it is 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, and then union of the third matrix R to the power 3, so it is all 0, so 0 0 0 0 0 0 and 0 0 0. Okay, and ultimately when you take the union, what will happen? Look at this. This 0 0 0 will be 0, 1 will come over here, this will be 1. Okay, and you will have only 1 over here. Okay, and 0 0 0, all three are 0, and this is your final transitive closure of relation R. And if you draw the diagram, okay, this is A B C, this is A B C. Okay, so I will say A, then it was B, and it was C. So look at this, A to B you have this line. Okay, then A to C you will have this line, and then you will have B to C this line. Okay, so A to B, B to C implies you will have A to C, and ultimately this is what is your final transitive closure of the matrix, or say relation R. Okay, good. Yes. Now what about the time complexity? Okay, so let me add a page after it. What is the time complexity of transitive closure? Okay, as you can see, for three elements you have to find, okay, you have to do multiplication three times. Okay, so first time, second time, third time, okay, you have to do multiplication three times. Okay, so if, look at this, size of A is equal to n, okay, then T of R is equal to R raised to R to the power 1 union R to the power 2 union up to R to the power n, right? So you will multiply it n times. Then to do a matrix multiplication, sorry, what is the complexity of matrix multiplication? Okay, so if you have written a program in C++ for I, there are three loops I, J, K. Okay, so to do a matrix multiplication of two matrices of size, let's say n by n, it is big of n cube, right? Yes or no? Okay, row wise, column wise, row wise, column wise. So it will be big of n cube. And here we do such how many n matrix multiplications, right? N times. So you do it n times matrix multiplication. So then the complexity becomes obviously n raised to 4, n to the power 4, big of n to the power 4. And this is a huge number, isn't it? This is a huge number. Finding out the transitive, that's why I said finding out the transitive closure is a little time complex. But there are some algorithms, which gives you a minimum time complexity than this, less than big of n to the power 4. So it gives you say time complexity of how much? Big of n cube, and this is okay. This is okay. Okay, and the example of such is Floyd-Warshall algorithm. There are many, but we'll go with Floyd-Warshall. Okay. So time complexity of Floyd-Warshall algorithm or Floyd-Warshall technique to find the transitive closure of relation R will be in big of n cube time. Okay. So do you want me to continue with the Floyd-Warshall, or shall we see in the next lecture, or shall I continue with Floyd-Warshall so that we will logically end it over here? Okay. So within 5 minutes I'll cover it. It's very interesting, Floyd-Warshall algorithm for finding out the transitive closure of a relation R. Okay, let us say you have R is equal to let's say 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, and 2 comma 3, and 3 comma 1, and 3 comma 2 on set A, where you have 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then the question is find transitive closure of R using Floyd-Warshall algorithm. So what do? We start with the W0. W0 is nothing but your relation, that is your MR. Okay. So again, I will represent it in a matrix. So 1, let's say 1, 2, 3, okay, and then 1, 2, 3. So 1 comma 1 1, 1 comma 2 1, 2 comma 3 1, 3 comma 1 1, 3 comma 2 1, and rest of the things are 0, 0, 0, and 0. Okay. Okay. Now what do we do? Step number 1. Okay. Find position of 1, okay, in first column and first row. Okay. So I'll say let's say first column and first row. Okay. So what are the positions? The positions are, okay, here in the first column it is 1 and 3. So it will be 1 comma 3, and in the row it is 1 and 2. Okay. So now listen carefully. New positions are, you will do a cross product of this. So 1 1 1 2. So it will be 1 1 1 2, 3 1 and 3 2. 3 1 and 3 2. Okay. Now what you will do in next, that when you will write the matrix, you will first of all put this values as 1. So 1 2 3 1 2 3. So 1 1 I will write it here. I'll just underline it. 1 2. Okay. Don't forget this. Okay. Then 3 1. 3 1 is 1. Okay. 3 2 is 1. Okay. Good. Yes or no? Now I will copy the remaining values. Remaining values means you directly take this 0 here, then this row as 0 0 1 over here, and this 0 as over here. Okay. Again, now in step number 2, what you will do? Step number 2. Again, find the position of 1 in second column and second row. Okay. And they are, second column is this. Here you will have it at position 1 and 3. Okay. And second row you will have at only at 3. So new positions of 1 are 1 3, look at this, and 3 3. Okay. And then you will add those values into the new matrix. Okay. So 1 3, this is 1 3 and 3 3, and you will copy the remaining one. So remaining is 1 1 0 0 1 and 1 1. Okay, good. So this is your W2. Okay. Now what is your step number 3? Step number 3, you will find 1 in third column. Okay, first of all it is third column and third row. That is, third column is 1 2 3. Okay, and third column is 1 2 3. Look at this, and third row is ultimately 1 2 3, and then new positions will be what? It will be 1 1 1 2 1 3 2 1 2 2 2 3. Okay, like that, 3 1 3 2 and 3 3. So ultimately W3 is equal to, how it will look like, 1 1 1 1 1 1 and 1 1 1, and that's it. After the, because since you have only 3 elements, so after the third step you will exit, and then the transitive closure is W3. Okay. So this is the solution, or this is what is the final answer with the Floyd-Warshall algorithm. Okay, and you can even cross check. Look at this. 1 1 1 2. Okay, so okay, now answer 2 3 3 1 2 1. So it will make 2 1 1. Okay, like that. 2 3 3 2 2 2. Okay, and like this you can have um, 3 1 1 3 3 1. Okay, or 1 3 1 1 1. So it will be 3 1. Okay, and 3 2 2 3 3 3. Okay, so this will make 3 3 as 1, and like that it will make all the elements 1. So it will be the final answer. So it is transitive, reflexive, symmetric, everything. Okay, good.
Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have liked this video, please click on like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please write your suggestion, queries in the comment box or mail me at dineshjhende@gmail.com. Thank you very much.